Alright, I've never done anything like this before, but today I'm going to build a PC. This is my old computer we have right here. And the only thing we're going to take from out in here is going to be this RAM. Everything else can stay. Let's just take the RAM out straight away. Want to put this on its side, makes it a little easier. Just reach in there and pop them up. And honestly, this computer, we're just gonna set it around on the ground over here. Hopefully, we don't need anything else from that. This is what we're working with today. I think first, get this big case out of the way. Goes the Fractal Focus G. I got the blue version. Ta-da! It does have a window. This is not tempered glass, but it's a window. And it is a mid ATX case. So, very similar size to the previous case, the HP prebuilt that we had. The hardware inside, it does look like the hardware is inside. Good. But set that aside for now, we won't need that yet. Just wanted to get it out of the box. Just unbox a couple of these things. Now I've already unboxed most of them. We're just taking them out. This is our GPU. We went with the Sapphire Nitro Plus with RX 590. Look at that. This nice blue GPU to match our blue case and our blue RAM. Our motherboard. IO shield, of course. Want to keep this box. This is what we'll work on the motherboard on. Now this is the GIGABYTE GA-Z77 motherboard. Carefully take that out of the package, place it on its anti-static back. Right. Beautiful motherboard here. As you can see, we've got the blue theme going. In here should be yes. Windows 10 boot drive. My little tape is coming off of it. It tells me that's what it is. And this was our CPU. We'll just go ahead and leave that in its bag right here, anti-static. That's the i7-3770, the non-K version, as I don't plan on doing any overclocking on this build. And then we just have some various others here. We've got an additional case fan. This case did not come with an exhaust, so we wanted to make sure that we got an exhaust in there. Went with the ID Cooling TF12025SW. just a white case fan with a white LED. And that was kind of to match the ID cooling CPU cooler we went with. Looks like they covered up exactly what it is here, but it's just their, the SE224XTS. More than enough cooling power for the CPU that we are going to have. And then our power supply, the EVGA 550BP. This is a non-modular power supply. But it did come with all the cables that I would need for the build, and they're all blacked out. No ketchup and mustard here. I was very happy about that. Storage. Real quick, we have the Team Group AX2. It's a solid state drive, 2.5 inch SATA, and this is going to be a 1 terabyte. And then the final thing, the thing I had to go pick up this morning that was actually holding me back from building, is a little BR2032 battery, because I bought the motherboard from China and it came without the CMOS battery. So, I guess we just jump straight into this. First, I want to look at this motherboard. We're going to want to get our CPU, our RAM, and our cooler in. I think we're actually going to want to start with the cooler, because we are going to need to install some brackets on this, on the reverse side of the motherboard. Little installation guide. Hopefully we don't need to read that. Fan. This looks like it will be the same fan that is coming here. So I could actually go and get an additional one of those. The cooler here only comes with the one fan. If I wanted two for a push-pull type of configuration, I could go with that. However, I don't think that will be necessary. In here should be our mounting hardware. Yes, we got some standoffs. Clips for the fans. It does provide enough clips for you to get a second fan, so there is mounting hardware for that. Then we've got this bracket, a little bit of thermal paste, some more standoffs. Okay, so these first standoffs is the LGA-1700. That's not what we're getting. More brackets, more standoffs. Now, unfortunately, the only ones they labeled were the LGA 1700s, so we may actually have to take a look at this, find out what we need. Okay, so it looks like we're using the same bracket for the 1700. The difference is that we use the smaller screw holes in it. Is that the case? Bear with me, I've never done this before. This will be a journey. Push the screws to the outside for LGA 1700. Push the screws to the inside. Do these screws move? Oh, they do. It's like barely noticeable. So let's just, I think these are already all kind of pushed in to fit the LGA 1200, 1100 series. Or 115X, my bad. Okay, so we put the back plate on the motherboard. We put the correct standoffs on the bracket, and then we'll be able to attach this. So, place this here. And then we'll carefully look for those holes, line them up. just put it in like this. I see our issue here. Set this down real quick. One of these just didn't want to be in the bottom. There we go. Are we all happily situated in our LGA 115X screw hole? I hope so. Trying to be very careful not to touch parts of this motherboard that I'm not supposed to. Okay, there. We have the bracket on the back. So now, bracket on the back. We want to install our standoffs. So it looks like we did get 3 sets of standoffs. Obviously, it's not going to be the ones with the screws here, so going to be these ones. These multi-directional, they do look like it. Place those over top of that. And then we need to grab our brackets here. So the 2 straight brackets are the one we're gonna need. We align them with the inner holes for 11.5x sockets. This is an 1155, Intel's 3rd generation, or 2nd and 3rd generation, both all 1155. And then we tighten over the top of these screws. Yes, yes we do. I'm just gonna do very loose on top first, get all 4 of them on. We're safe. Okay. Tighten those down. Be careful not to tighten one side too tight before you get the other. Just, it's always safe to do that when anything with tightening screws in multiple places. Lovely. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yes, it is. Very important we take this plastic off the bottom of our CPU cooler. We have made a mistake. Silly me. So it looks like I got one of them correct on accident. This one's wrong. There we go. Needs to be facing up for me so that I can access the screw on there to actually mount the cooler to it. Okay. And the cooler should just fit right in like that. Lovely. Put the cooler in, screw on. Now, do we have screws? Does this come with screws? Standoffs and screws, perhaps? clips. So I'm looking at the, oh no, the screws are directly on the heatsink. That is perfect. So now we will take up the rest of our mounting hardware here, aside from our 2 fan clips. We'll need 2 of these. We'll just set this. We'll set this aside because we're not going to be needing these. This for LGA 1700 and AMD sockets, as well as clips for a secondary fan. Though to be honest, if I were to just buy another ID cooling fan, I'd have to imagine it would come with the clips as well. Can't say for certain. Well, with that installed, let's grab our CPU. And why don't we talk a little bit about prices? How much did I spend on this build? Short answer, just around $500. A little more when you want to account for some minor things that I had to purchase that maybe you might already have laying around, like an extra CMOS battery, a USB boot drive, some things that maybe, like I said, you might already have. So, this processor here, the i7 3770 non-K version, I got off eBay for $30. Quite excited about that. Let's lift this up. Let's find our triangle on here. Do they have a triangle on the motherboard? Huh. Is this just Well, I'm not particularly seeing which way it should set in. Other than, I guess we can just line this up. I know it goes in like this, with the motherboard vertical, and you can read the words. So, we will place that in very carefully, setting it on top. Perfect. We'll close up our retention bracket. Force it in there. There we go. Okay. Whew. CPU installed. Now, question is, if we're putting this in like this, oh, we've got tons of clearance for our RAM. So in that case, let's go ahead and do CPU cooler next. What do we have here? Frost X25. I would have to imagine this is good. It's plenty good, but I know I do have something else. And that something else is buried quite deep, so let's not even bother. This will absolutely get the job done for us. Like I said, this is simply just an i7 3770. In fact, this will be running at a lower wattage than the previous processor I was using, and I have a better cooler, so no concerns here. Let's get our key size dot right here in the middle. close that back up. Okay. And then simply place this on and tighten up the screws. So we line this up with our 2 screw holes. Now these are spring screws, little retention screws. Let's see if we can't get it to just start. On both sides. Alright, tighten in on there. And our fan. This we might actually maybe we should have put the fan on there first, though. I guess this doesn't say anything about, or it doesn't even show a fan on there. Does it even show the fan installation?
A few moments later.
Okay, cool. Sorry, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, so we'll have to take a little bit of learning. So it looks like we just slide this into our screw holes we have here. A little bit of wiggle room, and then it's going to be right there. Do the same on the other side. Perfect. And then we take, what I might want to do is grab this and take it this way. We want to try and manage our cables in this the best we can. I'm not expecting beauty because this is my first ever time building a computer, so if it turns on, I'm going to be excited. Okay, so this is very simple then. Right there. So maybe unclip it, bring it a touch higher. There we go. And then we've got this right here. This is our CPU fan. Plug that in. There we go. Okay. And that is our CPU cooler installed. Love to see it. Next up, I'm just gonna plop our RAM in there. Now this is Yongshen. It's a brand I've not heard of. but this was up and running in the previous computer. This is DDR3 1600 megahertz. It was only running 1333 in the previous system due to hardware limitation. But this, we should be all good to run it at its full 16, and this is 32 gigabytes. We got two 16 gigabyte kits, so we will be at our maximum for this motherboard here. Now let's find which orientation they go in. Place it in there, and ooh, I don't like that sound. It's just the sound of the anti-static bag. Let's go next. Now luckily we don't have to consult our motherboard at all about which DIMM slots to be adding these to, because we will be filling up all of the DIMM slots. Perfect. So, I guess next we probably want to get this CMOS battery in. Your motherboard should already come with one. The only reason mine didn't is because of overseas shipping.
A few moments later.
There we go. We are fully equipped with a new CMOS battery. So, RAM, CPU cooler. I think that means it's time to get into this case a little bit, doesn't it? First though, maybe let's open up this power supply. One of the few boxes we've not gotten into at all here. Will be important for us. Now, I went with this one for a few reasons. One, EVGA is a brand I know, brand I feel I can trust. The 550 BP, 550 watts is going to be plenty enough for this system, as well as leaving some headroom for further upgrades. But the big final deciding factor on this one was the black cables. All black cables versus, and honestly, I was very glad that I ended up being enticed in by the black cables, because my other option I had thought of was thermal tubes. And then I ended up doing a little more research, found out that thermal takes entry-level PSUs are no bueno. Alright, we've got our power cord. Set that aside, it'll be a while before we're going to need that. And this, our lovely, lovely PSU. Little corner there. Free the cables. Now look at this tiny little buddy. Isn't that cute? Little short guy. Will leave us plenty of room in here. I mean, we're working in a mid ATX. That's because I got a full ATX board here. But I would say most everything here we could have gotten into a micro ATX case if we had chosen that. Looks like we do have a little QR code scanner. Came with our power supply. If we run into any issues, we will definitely check that out. We also do have a few screws. Leave those right by the power supply. We will need those for mounting. Now this case. We're pop out the side panel now. We'll take these thumb screws. I think the perfect place for these to go temporarily is going to be right in this bag. Don't want to lose these thumb screws. With that, we should just up and off. Peel our plastic protective film here. We can reach it there. Make an edge. We'll just set this on the ground for now. That will not be going on the case until we know that this is working. As I had mentioned before, we do have a bit of hardware in here. Let's go ahead and take out these drive mounts since they are blocking us. Now, the Fractal Focus G comes with these little plastic, very cheap, bendable hard drive mounts. It looks like they were even actually optional, so they've gotten a bit messed up in transit. They're still all fully working. For our hardware case, we've got a bunch of small screws, a whole bunch of small screws, plates, some standoffs, and a couple zip ties. Another appealing factor for this case, aside from the blue, the ample room to work here, the window, was these right up top. We have room for two 5.25 inch bays. Now I have a DVD CD burner that I had thought about harvesting out of the old computer. So having the option to put those there is very nice. Over here though, let's go ahead and actually also pop off our other side panel. Want room to work on both sides of this PC. The two thumb screws does that as well. We'll put those in there where they're at it too. Oh, beautiful case. We've got all of our front panel headers here. Comes with two fans already in the front, white LEDs. I'd say first, maybe we'll come to this side now. First, let's get this power supply in there. We want to take our zip ties off and let these cables free. Oh yeah, it's a nice beautiful black mess of cables. And we do have mesh on the bottom, or, airflow, so we will be sticking our PSU in there like this, fan down for exhaust. That looks like it lines up beautifully. Yeah. So right now we've got our screw holes lined up, so let's take these 4 little screws that came with the PSU. Let's screw that in. Number 1 Phillips. just getting them all started. Okay. That really truly lined up.
A few moments later.
Alright, our PSU is nice and tightly secured in there. It's not going anywhere. What we might want to do now, take a look at some of these cables. Here's our variety of Molex connectors. This is going to be one of our 6+8 connectors. This is going to be for the graphics card. This is our 24 pin for the motherboard. We've got SATA, a little daisy chain of SATA power cables, 2 daisy chains of SATA power cables. And then this is our CPU one. So the CPU one is actually the one I'm looking for, as that is up at the top of our motherboard. A little 8-pin CPU, 4+4 in this case. I'm just going to pull that cable through the back. Leave it right up here at the top for later. Everything else we're going to kind of just have hanging out right now. These will get organized. Don't you worry. Let them all hang for now. So what we need to do first is install our standoffs for the motherboard. Very important step. I've got a little pile of hardware here. Let's see. Nicely lay it out so we can check. A bunch of thumb screws, a few. I'm guessing these small ones here are going to be my standoffs. First though, let's take a look at where this is going to be sitting inside this. Oh yeah, not a ton of room. But if we line up, before we do this actually, put this back on our anti-static bag. Get our I/O shield out. Double check the orientation we need. Yeah, just like that. We want it to be out like this. Let's pop in that I/O shield.
A few moments later.
There we go. It just took a little bit more force than I was prepared for. But there we are. Flipped in place. Because now what we want to do, we want to see where it's going to be lining up for us on these screw holes, so we know where to place our sticks. Place this case on its side. Looks like we definitely need one in the top standoff. I was correct about that. just gonna keep second guessing myself. I've never done this. Oh, you know what? It looks like we actually do have some pretty good labeling in here. I'm looking at it now, and in the case we do have A and M written over different screw holes. It's a lot more difficult than I thought, honestly.
A few moments later.
Okay, we did it. The motherboard. Oh. That was tough. I'm not even gonna lie. That had me a bit frustrated. But I/O ports all lined up on the back. Everything's looking fancy fresh. I think next is cables. I'm looking at everything. You know what? Actually, before we get the cables, go ahead and do a quick install on our exhaust before we forget. The less cables we have running around here, the easier this is going to be. So we already have the CPU fan installed. Right here we've got 2 more 3-pin fan headers we're going to need for the front. Let's take a look. We've got, we do have a fan header in the front. Ooh. That is maybe one, nope, perfect. So we are going to have to do a little bit of funkiness with this. We'll have to take both of our fan headers from this front area here. One of them is going to be routing downwards, and it is going to come up, which runs right through the back here. It is going to come up and go into this fan header down here, system fan 1. Okay. Right on the left side, line our notches. Leave it on the side. It's gonna make this a bit easier. System fan 1. Boom. We'll take our other one. This is going into system fan 3, right here in the front. We still can run it back through here, so that our cables will be hidden in the back if we want them to be. There we go. System fan 3 in. So now, this up once more. Fan cables are plugged in. Now, maybe I should have gone with a black one for this, to kind of match my front case fans here, but this one will do just fine. Let's see, where is our fan header for this one? This is right at the top. We're gonna wanna wrap this around here a little bit. We won't even need much room at all, that'll be plenty. We'll take this, line it up. That's where she's gonna be going. Did she come with mounting hardware? She did not. Unless, are these it? So interestingly enough, this did come with more hardware than I'm gonna need. But I can't seem to find screws that'll fit this. Surely it's not these. Huh? It might be. Well, they work, so they're going. Oh my god. It's our first major mistake that we're aware of. Silly me. Don't know how I did this, but I managed to put this in incorrectly. I had it all lined up all nice. I was like, this is how it's going, this is good. And then what do you know, I go and mess it up. Okay, so we're gonna wanna go down like this. And then it'll go up, and it'll be hanging out right there. And that'll be plenty of room to reach. Now we can go back to installing this in there correctly, even if it is upside down to help with cable management. Maybe upside down, but at least it's facing the right way. We got our two corner screws. I really don't think that these are supposed to be for this. So it's like stripping up the plastic a little bit. But I'm not seeing anything else that these screws are for. And they indeed fit. Okay. Now let's take that cable, use the fan itself to hide the cable. So it's all the way up here. Give it a little flippy-do. Do that case on its side again. Let's get that system fan in there. So this one is actually a 4-pin. Boom. Just make sure we get our tuck job as good as possible. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, case fan, CPU cooler, motherboard, RAM, all in, all good to go. I think it's really cable time. It's really cable time. We do have SSD, and there is, from what I'm told, a place to mount it on the back. Take a quick look here. Oh, yeah. So right here is actually our SSD mount. Now, unfortunately, I think what that means is yes, this power supply is going to block us from accessing this SSD. And that leaves us with not much in the way of options. Option number one, simply place the SSD here, one of our drive trays, with a bit of double-sided tape. Wait, you know what? I lied. This does not have anything to like lock it in place on the side, but we do have mounting hardware on the bottom here. So that is what we're going to be doing.
A few moments later.
Don't need to be too fancy. That is going to firmly hold our SSD in place. And that is going to accomplish everything we need to. So boom. New drive is in. The only drive is in, I should say. Alright. Looks like we do have a bit of a guide here. Be sure that we are doing things correctly so far. So yeah, if we had opened up this guide, we would have seen that they suggested you install the 2.5-inch drive behind the PSU first. Then you put in the PSU. Then install the standoff and the I/O shield. Reroute the motherboard cables. Install the motherboard. Connect the cables for the front I/O frames, and then graphics card. And then that's it, I guess. So let's just finish this up then. We are going to want to grab this 24-pin. We are going to bring it back here. Let's go ahead and unclip these. These are some front panel headers that we have here. Or are these for the rear I/O? These are front. These are front. We have USB, HD audio, all of our power LED strips and whatnot. What is even this? USB 3.0, yes. So where is our 3.0 native port then? It did say that this had USB 3.0, so however, I'm not particularly seeing this. This is a different size connector than what I'm seeing for my other USBs. Yeah, this is for the USB here. This is USB 3.0, which I was told this motherboard had native support for. If that's the case, then our 3.0 port is going to be useless. In the front, at least. That was a bit of an oversight by myself, I will say. So, let's take this cable. It's what is it? You can come with me, I guess. It's just gonna be up here on the way. Let's, I guess, at least get going what we do have. Which is our HD audio. Should be down here. The F audio. Although that is where we do put our HD audio in. Looks like we have just enough room. Oh, do we not? We don't. If we had gotten the cable in there before the power supply, we would have been able to do that. A shame. We will route it through this bottom one here, though. If we can. If length allows us to do so. Don't think it does. Fortunately, we are kind of stuck. Unless perhaps it goes here. That could work. No. Even worse. And we will put that back through there. So that barely reaches. Okay, it is in. Get our USB. We should put it into FUSB 1, I would say. Luckily, this is another notched one, very simple to see which way it can and cannot go in. Now, these are the tough ones, okay? Power LED, plus and minus, HDD, LED, the reset switch, and the power switch. So let's flip this up so I can get a better view.
A few moments later.
Let me make sure that everything is seated correctly. Those are seated. Okay, I believe that is all of our front panel connectors, except for this USB 3 front panel connector. I'm not particularly seeing a place to line that one up with. Nope, there it is. I see it. I just had to take a break, step away from it. USB 3.0 is right here by the 24 pin. So let's see if there's any. If there is a little notch, we can only put this in one way. Beautiful. I was worried about that. Now, two big boy power connectors we need in here. We have the CPU. This is only going to be able to go in one way. So let's take a look at our notchings. It's going to have to kind of flip around like this. This is when we are going to again. Okay. Then we take these. We've got the fully square one right there. It needs to go in like this. Right? really try to think about how to do this next. Might have been helpful to get these in here before the cooler, but boom. With a little bit of pressure till we click it. Yep. Lovely. We have our 8-pin connector, nice and securely plugged in at the top. 24-pin right here. Sure that everything is as out of the way as it can be still. Then we will take okay, that's just their use. Bring the 24-pin in right here. Support that motherboard when you're pushing in on it. That, our 24-pin is in. And we could maybe remove this. Let's not. Let's leave it. Let's leave that cable management. Okay. This is our graphics card right here. This is going to be SATA. So actually, the fact that we have it right here is kind of perfect. It should be as simple as this. Additional SATAs, which we would probably, for now, just do our best to hide. So we're currently not planning on adding additional SATA devices to this. Luckily, we do have this this hard drive mount here, which will not be having any hard drives mounted other than our SSD. kind of the perfect place to stow away these cables we're not interested in. These Molex maybe will take through the back. The Molex cables should not be getting used for anything. Well, that is front panel audio, front panel everything, all plugged in. Oh wait, we lost our USB. We need to find that. Plug in our USB again. Kind of lost in the sauce back here. There it is. We want to take that and get it plugged in. Find out where it lines up just like that. Okay. So now, looks like we did not get any SATA cables. Looking around at my desk, my very, very messy desk now at this point. Good news is, I do have a spare SATA cable, I guess. To be honest though, that's all I need. All I need. This is our SATA data. And this is what's going to connect our hard drive to the motherboard, or data connection at least. So we have, and if you go upside down, that's my question, I guess. The right side type of situation there. So in that case, then we'll definitely want to use our 90s on the side here, right? Or no? Will it not allow us? There goes that SATA. And then I will need to push that back in there. We'll need to get a little creative, I think, with this. Probably run it underneath here, right? And then pop up right here. Pop this out a little bit. Boom. What we will do though is switch this up real quick to make this maybe a little easier, more correct on the computer. Plug that into our SATA 0 slot. Finally, last but not least, this graphics card here. Sapphire Nitro RX 590. I picked this up on eBay, used of course. $120. Free shipping. Let's take these two backplates off. No, are these even thumb screws? They are even thumb screws. We'll remove these backplates. They're thumb screws, but you definitely want to get them started with a screwdriver. want to take it, line it up with our brackets. Right? Did I take one too high? I think I took one too high. Just due to the way that this one's oriented. To install that top one again. Take it. There we go. Clicked into place. Now we're going to want to screw that in. Start that one. Making sure to lift up the GPU so it stays nice and straight while we install these next brackets. That one's the wrong size. Oh. Come to me. Oh no! Okay, and then we'll just get these power pins right here. Take our 8 pin, and that should slot right in over here, pretty simply. Getting them to line up next to each other might be the hardest part. Okay, and we'll take our 6 pin, leave the other 2 loose. 6 pin's gonna go right there. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that should be everything needed to run a PC. We've got solved. Yeah, looking around. Between this power cord, pretty short, but we'll get the job done for the cable management that I have working for me. Plug that in. Now it's time to see if we can actually get this thing running. First step, HDMI. Power supply is turned on, and we just got lights to our speakers down here, so that's a good sign for sure. Let's see. Moment of truth. Lights. We have lights. Going through a boot loop. The keyboard turned on. BIOS has been reset. Oh my god, guys, we did it. I do think we're just missing yeah. Just plug this in right here through our front panel. Enter BIOS. Okay, well, we do have the language in Chinese, which yeah, checks out.
A few moments later.
But we booted, so I mean, that's a success in my book. 2 hours from start to boot. Not bad.